Hello, I'm Rachel, and these are my helpers. We are so excited to do yoga with you today. Let's get started on our back, laying down and closing our eyes. Let's take our hands on top of our belly and try to stay as still as possible. This is really hard to do, but I know you are up for the challenge. See if you can find some stillness and also find your breath. You may notice that as you breathe, your hands move up and down, which is exactly what we want to do. Let's take the time to breathe deeper now. Inhaling, filling up our lungs, and exhaling, emptying them out. Inhale, full big breath in. Exhale, full big breath out. Notice how good it feels to take a big breath in and to let it all go. Let's do one more like that. Big inhale and full exhale. On our next breath in, we're going to reach up overhead, lengthening our body out as long as we can go. Now exhale, bringing your right knee in towards you for a hug. Pull it in and take a full breath in and a full breath out. As we breathe here, let's circle that right ankle, working out any kinks or cracks. Great job. Let's lengthen ourselves out again. Let go of that leg, reach up, big stretch. And then left knee comes in. Wrap your hands around that knee, pull it in towards you and give it a hug. Let's relax our face. We'll take a big breath in and a full breath out. Circle that left ankle out this time. And now we'll make ourselves as long as possible. Inhale to reach. And now we'll draw both knees in towards us. Bring both knees in, wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a squeeze. This is a really good time to say, thank you, body. I am so grateful that you can move and I am able to do yoga. Let's take our feet to the mat now, keeping our knees bent, and we'll take our hands down beside us with our palms facing the sky. Take a big breath in and lift your hips up away from the ground, reaching up to the sky. This is little bridge pose. Exhale, let's lower down all the way towards the mat. Great job. Take a big inhale to slowly lift up. And a big breath out to slowly come down to the mat. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to come all the way up. And exhale, lowering down towards the mat. Reach your right arm up overhead and then roll onto that right side. Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. And then we're going to press to our hands to help ourselves up to tabletop position, hands and knees. In table, it's really important to spread our fingers wide, untuck our toes, and keep our knees under our hips and our shoulders over top of our wrists. We're going to take a big breath in and lower our belly down towards the mat, looking forward for cow pose. And then a big breath out to push the ground away, rounding our spine for cat. Inhale, lower your belly, look forward, cow pose. Tuck your tailbone and round your spine, looking in for cat. Let's do one more of each of those. Big breath into cow pose. Big breath out to cat. Nice job. Come back to tabletop position with our spine nice and long. The next pose is really challenging, but I know that you can do it. Let's reach our right arm forward. And then try to lift the opposite leg so your left leg straight back. Good job. If you're doing same arm as leg, it's really tricky. We want to do the opposite arm as leg. Reaching here. Let's take a full big breath in, good balancing. And exhale, lower down, bringing everything back to the mat. Okay, let's try the other side. Left arm reaches forward this time and right leg reaches back. Notice that we're creating a really long line from that back toe all the way up to the front fingertip. Big inhale. And exhale, let's come down to the mat. Good job. That was called flying bird dog. Let's find child's pose now. We're going to take our knees wide apart, our big toes together, and sink our hips down and back, melting our head and our heart towards the ground and reaching forward for child's pose, Balasana. In child's pose, we slow down our breath, we slow down our body, and that helps us to slow down our mind. Let's focus on the breath. See if you can take a really big inhale and a really big exhale. One more like that. Inhale, expand your edges, make room for fresh air, and then exhale, let that all go. Help yourself back up to tabletop position. We're stacking our knees under our hips again and our wrists under our shoulders, just like before. The difference is this time we're going to tuck our toes underneath. Do that now and spread your fingers nice and wide. We're coming into bear pose. Push to your hands and to your feet to lift your knees just slightly off the mat. This is a really challenging pose too, firing up all of our muscles. As you do this, try to stay with your breath. Let's take a big inhale and a big exhale. I challenge you to stay here for one more big breath in, big breath out. Wow, great job. Lower your knees to the mat, untuck your toes, and tap your feet on the mat, working that out. Excellent job. We're going to step our right leg back, coming onto the right toes, keeping the right leg really straight. When you've done that, slowly begin to sweep your left arm out to the side, and then all the way up to the sky. And if you can, try to look at that top arm. This is a really nice twist. Let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. One more like that. Inhale and exhale. Unwind. Take your hand back to the mat. Step your back foot in and find tabletop position. Let's even it out and do the other side. So left foot steps back, keep that left leg really straight, and now sweep your right arm all the way out to the side and up. Looking to the sky, reaching up with that right hand, and taking a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale and exhale. Let's come all the way back to the mat. Wonderful job. Tuck your toes again. Push to your hands And this time we're going to find downward facing dog, lifting the hips all the way up and back, coming into down dog. We want lots of space between our hands and our feet. We want our fingers spread wide. Let's take a big breath in and out. Do that again. This time inhale, come up onto your tippy toes, and exhale, sink your heels into the mat. Great job. Again, inhale up and down. We can do that one more time. Big breath in, lift your heels up, and exhale, sink them down. Let's take an inhale to look forward towards the front of our mat, and an exhale to slowly walk all the way up towards our hands into a forward fold. We're hanging out here, dropping the top of our head towards the mat. Let's sweep the arms all the way out to the sides and up on an inhale, standing up, reaching up, and then taking our hands to touch in front of our heart. Exhale. We are now standing together for the first time. Let's find mountain pose, Tadasana. In mountain, our feet are directly underneath us, parallel. Face your palms forward towards us. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and now close your eyes. Let's take a moment to notice the balance between our mind, our body, and our breath. Inhale, big breath in, and exhale, big breath out. Repeat back to me, I am calm. I am strong. Inhale, big breath. And let's exhale to float our eyes open and take our hands to touch in front of us. We're going to take a big breath in to sweep our arms down and up. And an exhale to lower the palms down in front of us. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lower. Big breath in to reach. And exhale to lower. We're going to add on now together. Let's take a big breath in to sweep the arms up. And an exhale to lower the hands and also dive forward into our forward fold. Relax your hands towards the ground. Let's take a big breath in to come halfway up. Fingertips come to the shins. Shine the top of your head forward towards us. And exhale, fold down. Planting your palms and stepping your feet back towards the back of your mat for downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. On our next inhale, come forward to high plank pose, which looks like the top of a push-up. This is our most challenging pose. Show me that you can do it and you are really strong here. Wow. Let's lower our knees, hug our elbows in towards us, and try to lower the rest of ourselves down to the mat nice and slow. Untuck your toes. Take a big breath in, lifting your face away from the mat, coming up to cobra pose. And exhaling to come back down. Let's tuck our toes, push to the hands, and find downward facing dog together. In down dog, we'll lift our heels on an inhale. And exhale, sink the heels down to the mat. Inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, sink the heels down. Inhale to come up. Exhale, plant those heels down. Inhale, this time look forward. And exhale, walk forward towards your hands, forward fold. Inhale to come partway up. Fingertips to the shins. Good. Exhale to deeply fold forward. Inhale to reach the arms wide and high, standing proudly up, reaching up. Hands come to the heart. That was called Sun Salute A. Let's do it again together. Big breath in, reaching the arms wide and high. Big breath out, diving forward, hinging from the hips. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold, planting your hands, stepping back to find downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a slow breath out. Inhale forward to that really hard pose, plank. You're doing such a good job. Let's lower the knees. Squeeze those elbows in to lower down to the mat. Untuck the toes and find cobra pose, lifting the back of the head all the way up and exhaling down. Tuck your toes, push to your hands, and let's meet in downward facing dog. In down dog, we'll come up onto the toes for a breath in and sink the heels down for a breath out. 2 more like that. Inhale to come up. Exhale to sink down. Last time, inhale to come up. Exhale to sink down. Wow, you're really getting good at that. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to walk forward. Forward fold. Good. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach wide, reach high, root down to rise up. Hands come to the heart. Let's sweep our arms all the way up overhead, and this time keep them up there, clasping our hands together, and then pointing our index finger up to the sky. As you do this, drop your shoulders down away from your ears, but stand really tall. Take a full big breath in, and then exhale, bend over to the right side. We're getting a stretch down the side of the body here. Inhale and exhale. Let's take an inhale to come all the way back to center, and then an exhale to bend over to the other side. Take a full big breath in and a slow big breath out. Inhale to stand all the way back up, and exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. Great job. Take an inhale, and now exhale, sink your bum down and back. We're coming into chair pose. So imagine you're sitting on a chair. Here's the challenge. See if you can wiggle your toes. And now see if you can sink your bum even lower. You're welcome to keep your hands exactly where they are or reach forward towards us. Big breath in. Exhale, sweep your arms down and back. Inhale to reach forward towards us. Exhale to reach down and back. I think we can do that one more time. Inhale to reach. Exhale. This time we'll inhale to reach up, stand up, take a break, and then take your hands down to your heart. Wow, I'm so impressed. We're going to step to the right side of our mat now, facing the long edge of our mat and taking our feet really wide apart. See if you can get them pretty wide, but keep your feet parallel to each other. Now let's reach our arms straight out to the sides like a T. Turn your left toes to face us. Let's grow a little taller. Inhale. And then exhale, bend that left knee, coming into warrior 2. Feeling really strong here. Check in with your left knee and look to make sure it's right over top of the left ankle. If it isn't, try to fix that because we don't want to hurt our knees. Let's breathe here in warrior 2. Inhaling and exhaling. Fantastic job. Let's breathe in now and reach up, straightening the leg. And exhale to sink down, warrior two pose again. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, warrior two. Great job. We'll reach up on an inhale. And this time take our hands to our hips, paralleling our feet again. Shrug your shoulders up. Take a big breath in and roll them down and back. Exhale. From here, we're going to start to bend forward, leading with our heart. Come forward just part way, taking your time. We want to try and keep our legs as straight as we can. And now let's reach our fingertips forward for the floor. Maybe they touch the floor, maybe they don't. Wherever you are, it doesn't even matter, as long as you are trying your best. This is called wide-legged forward fold, and it stretches down the backs of our legs. Hopefully you can feel that. Stretching takes a lot of time, so be really patient with yourself. You'll notice that the longer you stay here, the more space becomes available, which is the exciting part about yoga and stretching. I like to imagine sending my breath to the place where we're stretching. Let's do that together now. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. You've gotten so good at breathing deeply. Let's do it one more time. Inhale and exhale. Take your hands back to your hips, bend your knees, and slowly come all the way back up to standing. Woohoo! Great job. Heel toe your feet back together, and we'll shake that out, coming back to the top of our mat. Drop your hands beside you, roll the shoulders up, big breath in, and now roll them down, exhale. Step your feet in together now, side by side. Hands to the hips, stand tall, and start to take the weight into your right leg, popping your left heel up. We're going to open that left knee out to the side, but use our hands to keep our hips facing forward, pulling the bottom of that left foot in towards our right leg as much as we can. This is tree pose. You are welcome to stay here or challenge yourself by trying to take your hands to touch in front of your heart. Perhaps even drawing that bottom foot up to the inside of that supporting right leg. These are just options. Wherever you are, let's take a full breath in and out. Maybe we'll add some branches to our tree, moving slowly and mindfully and taking our time. As we focus and concentrate while we balance, we are still able to be in control of our breath. Find your expression of tree and take a full breath in and a full breath out. I love your tree pose. Let's come back out of this slowly with care, taking our hands back together and lowering them down in front of us. Turning that left knee forward and stepping it out and shaking that out. Shrug your shoulders up, inhale and exhale. One more time, big breath in, let that side go. Exhale. Step your feet back in together, side by side, hands to the hips. We'll pop our right heel up this time, opening up the right knee to the side. See if you can bring your hips square off to the front, facing us. We'll come into this slowly, taking our time. That way we set ourselves up for success. There is no rush. We're going to stay here for a big breath in and out. Either continue to stay here or take your hands to touch in front of you. The other option is to draw that bottom foot up to the inside of the left leg. Let's slowly grow our branches again, reaching up and opening our arms. Let's try and make birds in our tree now, taking our thumb and our index finger to touch. I think our birds are really happy in the tree. Let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. Keep breathing here, imagining roots growing out from your foot into the floor, just like a real tree, knowing that you are strong and supported. Inhale, we'll bring our hands back together and lower them down in front of us slowly. Drawing the knee forward, stepping it out, and shaking it out. Great balancing. Let's shrug the shoulders up, inhale, and exhale, drop them down. And again, inhale, and exhale. We're going to move through our sun salute A. I think you remember it. Let's take our hands together to touch in front of the heart. And take a big breath in to reach the arms all the way out and up. And a big exhale to bow forward. Let's inhale to come halfway up. And exhale to plant our hands, stepping our feet back to downward facing dog for a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale forward, high plank pose. This is called Palakasana. Good job. Lower your knees. Slowly lower yourself all the way down to the floor, untucking your toes. Inhale up to Cobra and exhale back down. Okay, we're going to come back to Cobra now. So come all the way up. And now I want to challenge you to try and float your hands just a little bit above the mat. Try to keep the tops of your feet still on the floor. This is the hard part. This is called locust pose. We have a whole bunch of variations that we can do here. Let's try this one first. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And then we'll make a pillow for our forehead and rest in crocodile pose. Let's stay here in crocodile for 3 big breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's see if we can go slower. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Perfect. We're going to take our hands back underneath our shoulders again and walk our feet closer together. Take your chin to the mat, and we're going to do the exact opposite of what we did last time. This time, as you breathe in, lift your feet up away from the mat, squeezing your knees in together and trying to keep your legs as strong as you can. Keep that chin on the mat. Point the toes, lift the legs up, engaging the whole back of the body here for a big breath in and a big breath out. And now let's lift everything up off the mat. Lifting the face, lifting the hands, lifting your chest and your heart. Great job. You can stay here. This is really hard, I know. Or few options. You can reach back towards your feet. Reach out to the sides like an airplane. Or the very hardest is to reach forward. Wherever you are, let's take one more big breath in. Whew, and lower to the mat. Sleeping crocodile. Use these moments of stillness to find your breath and to refuel you for the rest of your practice. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Really slow breath in. Really slow breath out. Wow, good job. If you're feeling tired, stay here and rest a little longer and join us when you're ready. If you're ready, we are going to come into what's called bow pose together. This is really exciting. So take your hands underneath your shoulders again and walk your feet and knees in together. We're going to bend the knees, so kicking the feet up closer towards the bum. And then reach back with our hands for our ankles. When you do that, now flex your toes. Great job. Take a big breath in, big breath out, and now start to kick your heels away from your bum. Your chest is going to reach up off the ground and you're going to be in a back bend. This is called bow pose. Wow, what beautiful poses. Great job. Let's breathe here. Inhale and exhale. You've got this. One more breath in. Keep kicking and out. Wow, good job. Let go of your legs. And then we'll push ourselves back into child's pose. Remember, child's pose, our knees come wide, our toes touch, and we sink our hips back. Let's find our breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and repeat, I am calm. And exhaling, I am strong. One more big breath in and full breath out. Pull yourself back up to tabletop position. In table, we'll tuck our toes and lift our bum all the way up to find down dog, which we know so well. Let's take an inhale to look forward and an exhale to walk all the way forward to our forward fold. Big breath in to come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach wide, stand up. Hands come to the heart. Fantastic. Let's do the other side for our warrior two pose. We want to always even it out. So we'll come to face the left side of the mat this time. Let's take the feet really wide apart again, keeping them parallel and keeping the legs straight to start. Sweep your arms out to the sides to a T, parallel with the ground. Turn your right toes to face us. So your right toes face the short side of your mat at the front. We'll take a full breath in, and you know what's coming. Exhale, bend into your right knee, finding warrior two. Remember what I had said about that right knee? We want to protect it. So check it out. Make sure it's right over top of your ankle. Good job. As you stay here, let's drop our shoulders away from our ears, knowing that we're in control in this powerful pose. Big breath in, big breath out. And let's flow with the breath. Inhale, reach up, straighten that front leg, enjoy the break. Exhale, sink down. Big breath in to reach up. Exhale to sink down. One more inhale, reach up. One more exhale, sink down to warrior two. Great job. Reach up as you breathe in, and now take your hands to your hips, paralleling your feet. Take a big breath in, and then lead with your heart forward, and we'll come halfway. I challenge you to try and take the weight more into your toes here. The next challenge is to reach your arms straight out like an airplane. You're pulling your shoulder blades together on your back and staying here for a big breath in, and then exhaling to reach forward towards the floor for our wide-legged forward fold on this side. You may notice that because we already did it, and because our muscles are nice and warm, you're a little more stretchy now, which means flexible. Great job. These are some of the benefits of doing yoga. Let's take a couple breaths here, breathing into those hamstrings, the back of our legs. They don't really like to stretch, but when we use our breath, they listen to us. Let's inhale And exhale. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Bend your knees. Take your hands to your hips and slowly stand all the way up. Heel toe your feet back together and shake that out. We'll shrug the shoulders up. Inhale. Drop them down and back. Exhale. You are doing amazing. And we all think that you can handle one more balance pose that's really fun to do. So we're going to come a little farther back on our mat now and take our hands to our hips. We're going to step our right foot forward and point our left toes behind us. We're moving like a teeter-totter, lifting our back leg and bowing forward, hinging at our hips with our heart. Lifting that leg up, keeping it straight, and bowing forward to find Warrior 3 pose. You can either keep your hands on your hips or slowly start to sweep them out to the sides just like an airplane. Balancing here for a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's stay here for one more breath in. Wow, exhale, slowly stand up. Woohoo, shake that out. Great job. Shrug your shoulders up, inhale. Exhale, let that side go. We'll take our hands to our hips, step the left foot forward and point the right toes back this time. All right, let's come into Warrior 3 on this side. Slowly lifting that back leg up, and as we do, bowing forward. Concentrating and focusing, using our breath to help us. From here, slowly sweep your arms out to the sides, and we'll take a big breath in and out. If you find yourselves a little wobbly and maybe you step out, don't worry at all. You just come right back into the pose, and that is the work of yoga. Let's inhale and exhale. One more big breath in and exhale, stand up. Let's let that side go. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, drop them down. Fantastic job. That is the end of our standing series. We're going to make our way to the mat together now. Come back to the top of your mat and take your hands to touch in front of your heart. Inhale to reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, bow forward. You are so good at this. Inhale to come halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands, and we'll step our feet back for our very last downward facing dog. You may notice it has changed over class because you've done it so many times, which is so great. Let's lower one knee, followed by the other knee, and sit back, swinging the legs around and finding a seat with the knees bent. Take your hands up behind your legs and see how tall you can sit. This is called posture, making our spine really long, which is really good for us. All right, we're going to walk our toes in towards us while trying to keep that length in our spine. Wow, great job. Okay, here's the hard part. We're going to float our feet all the way up so our shins are parallel with the mat. This is boat pose. Imagine that you are on a boat. So here we are in boat pose, and we have an option. We can stay here or reach our hands forward. As you do this, pull your knees in towards your chest, sitting up a little taller. Inhale and exhale. Great balancing. One more big breath in, and then lower your feet to the mat. Wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. Inhale here and exhale. Let's sit back up and then take our hands behind us, planting our palms to the mat. Turn your fingers towards us, to the front of your mat. We're going to take a big breath in and lift our bum up away from the ground for table. Upward table position. Really good job. Can you lift your bum a little higher? You're looking up to the sky or looking back behind you for a big breath in and a slow breath out. Come up a little higher for one more big breath in, and then we'll lower down to the mat. Take your knees wide, opening them up like a book, and the bottoms of your feet touch together. This is butterfly or bound angle pose. We'll flap our wings a little bit, working out the hips, and then find stillness, growing a little taller in our spine for a full breath in and out. Let's close our eyes and inhale, I am calm. And exhale, I am strong. We'll take one more full breath in and full breath out, floating our eyes open and then leading our knees back together. Swing yourself around and go ahead and lay back onto your back, keeping your knees bent and your feet to the floor. Notice how nice it feels to lay down. We're going to take our arms straight out to the sides like a T with our palms facing the sky. Keep your feet where they are and then drop your knees, both of them, over to the right side. We're coming into a nice twist here. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Let's inhale one more time and then exhale our knees back up to center. They almost look like windshield wipers. Let's send both of the knees over to the left now. Big inhale. Full exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Doesn't it feel so good to breathe? Let's breathe in again. And bring our knees back to center. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. We're going to take our knees a little wider now, avoiding our ribs, so pull your knees out to the sides. Flex your toes, and now take the bottoms of your feet up towards the sky. We're going to reach for the outsides of our feet and pull our legs down towards the mat for happy baby. Ananda Balasana. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale. See if you can pull your knees down a little lower. Exhale. Wow, excellent. Let's come out of this, drawing our knees back together, and then finding our final pose of rest, Shavasana. In Shavasana, we get to simply lay on our mat, extending our legs out and keeping our hands down beside us or on our bellies. We started in this pose. Do you notice? Do you feel any different? Do you feel a little stronger? Or maybe a little warmer? A little more flexible? Or a little more grounded and calm? Maybe you notice it's easier to breathe. These are all good benefits of practicing yoga, and you made that happen by doing it today. You should feel so proud of yourself for taking the time to practice with us. Sometimes people find Shavasana the very hardest pose of them all, because sometimes it's hard to slow down. But you seem to be so good at it. How still can you lay? Let's inhale and exhale. We're finding stillness to let our muscles and our mind relax. Inhale, I am calm. Exhale, I am strong. Let's take our hands to our heart now. I'm going to say the word namaste, and you're going to repeat it back to finish our practice. That word simply means the light inside of me sees the light inside of you. Let's take one more big breath in together and out. Namaste.
Namaste. I am calm, I am strong.